Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia at the Phillips Arena. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
So Atlanta will get the first possession. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sharpshooters Irving and J.R. Smith are the backcourt duo. Love and Thompson, the hard rebounding post pair. And it's James in at the 3 slot. Now here's Millsap. Back to Bazemore. The rebound by Kevin Love.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he sat in that mid-range area, which can be a no-man's land defensively, but he quickly moved over to contest.
Both these teams, Brent, are well-seasoned and have veteran leadership.
So you expect, Kevin, if the game gets close, that the coaches might not have to use as many timeouts, can call some of their deeper sets in the playbook, and these teams will execute.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, not known as an outside shooter, he's definitely working on his three-point accuracy.
Smith outside. Back to Irving. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Irving sets a screen for Love. Smith against Korver. And J.R.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
Atlanta with the ball. Schroeder kicks to Howard. Millsap a screen on Love. Schroeder dishes to Millsap. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Millsap exerting his will on the post that time, coming away with 2.
Outside Irving. A minute 20 left in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. That's a 2 from Smith. Unable to get that one. And Atlanta will go the other way with it.
And Dwight Howard, you know, he's lost some explosiveness over the years, but still remains an intimidating presence when he's healthy. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call him a #1 option on the offensive end, but still great in the pick and roll, better than most when it comes to posting, and defensively, when he's moving well, a straight beast. And Howard just shrugging off the competitive defense there, using his muscle to get the job done near the basket.
Smith with a screen on Schroeder. And a wide open look for James. And it's off from 3-point range. Hawks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Korver kicks it over to Schroeder. Back to Korver. Millsap passes to Schroeder. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. James outside. With 1 on the clock. Got it off in time, but it's no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Hawks ahead. They're up by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball, this is my passion, you know, on the court, it's my sanctuary. You know, I want to have fun. The reason I play is to win championships. I take this game very seriously.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Well, they snuck out to the lead partly because of the play calling, largely because of the execution.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. LeBron James is out there with Jefferson. Then there's Mo Williams. Then there's Channing Frye. And it's Shumpert in at the shooting guard position. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin Love had a tough first year in Cleveland, and some thought to maximize his impact, he might try free agency and play elsewhere. Love said that staying was a no-brainer, a max contract and a winning situation. He said it's a great opportunity, going for a championship every year. Kevin?
And with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, Clark, Paul had said, our team will go as Blake goes.
You know, he knew that. Chris knew that was the key. And Griffin becoming more assertive last season, especially while Paul was hurt. I thought that was a key moment in his development. That's really brought them closer to their goal of being a championship team.
Brent, they say the elite big man in the middle is a dying breed. What do you think? Any truth to that?
How about the birth of the new big man?
I would say so, too.
I just don't like to be so pessimistic about what it is that we used to see.
You see cycles, right? In the league, we always see cycles.
Absolutely. So I'm more of one of those guys, glasses half full. So let's celebrate the versatility, the mobility, and the incredible talent of the young players at their size being able to be as effective as they are in the NBA.
Here's Frye.
And so much more responsibility for Hawks head coach Mike Budenholzer, named the team president in the summer of 2015. But I'll tell you what, he's been well prepared. 18 years in San Antonio, actually played for Coach Popovich during those days where he was an athlete. He'll tell you he still is one, but he's doing a terrific job.
And he knocks down the first one. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And both free throws good for Frye.
Not your typical big man free throws there. He's lights out.
The Hawks have got a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Kicks to Scott. He feeds it to Bazemore. They set the pick. There's Schroeder. Another 3 for Atlanta. When you think of the temperament of Mike Budenholzer, comparing him to, say, Greg Popovich, who he was an assistant coach under for well over a decade, Brent, how would you compare the two of them?
They're very charismatic. They're the kind of coaches that as players, once you get some time with them, get a chance to know them, that what they're trying to do is just get the best out of you. That's something that both of them share. Fantastic awareness out on the floor. That's a textbook assist.
Outside Millsap. Scott up top, covered by Irving. 4 on the clock. Here's Schroeder. He can't hit that time. Good D by Irving. Now Smith. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Irving shoots it up. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Hawks lead by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here once again, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime, a competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. There was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60% and up. Time to step it up quick.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
We return to Atlanta with a spectacular look from above. The Sky View Ferris wheel there in the background. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
And, you know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the three as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
Yeah, I think a lot of those shots are beyond his range, but sometimes when you have that kind of confidence, it can be your night.
Cavaliers trailing. And last season, the Hawks weren't nearly as dominant as the year before. They lost DeMarre Carroll to the Raptors in free agency. Brent, was that a big enough blow to account for that drop-off, you think?
Well, I think you have to point to improved play overall in the Eastern Conference as to one of the reasons why the Hawks dropped a little bit. Also, Kyle Korver had significant off-season surgery and was coming back from 2 injuries and didn't quite find his offensive rhythm. And then the speculation all year long about Horford. So there was no way they were going to be that perfect. And then Kent Bazemore stepping into the lineup to try to fill that Carroll spot. It took a little while, but the Hawks found their rhythm late in the season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Bazemore is the 3 with Millsap the 4. Schroeder runs the point with Korver to his side. And it's Howard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, as always, the Atlanta Hawks run that fluid offensive system that is widely admired. You know, Steve Kerr, our old friend, used to say they get to the next level of their offense. You take away the first option, they automatically get to the second. You take that one, they automatically and fluidly get to the third option. And very few teams do that. Kevin?
Passing and shooting, DA, that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Well, you had the feeling that Dwight Howard was going to move on from Houston this last offseason. Ends up opting out and signing on with his hometown team, the Atlanta Hawks. Got a sizable 3-year deal as well.
Howard controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Howard really brings it on the offensive glass, using that wide wingspan to come up with those loose balls.
Irving against Schroeder. They set the screen for 3. Smith. That's in there. Love with the assist. 15 points for J.R. Smith. And for Howard, he was courted by several teams in free agency. Arguably the biggest name at the center spot.
Well, he met with several teams that would have been a good fit, but I think the hometown factor was too hard to pass up with Atlanta. Might be his last big contract in the league. Might as well take it for the team you loved growing up.
Now Smith, after Kyle Korver missing on that last 3-pointer.
Guys, I cannot believe he missed that one, and I bet he can't either.
Bazemore dishes to Schroeder. Back to Bazemore. Hawks passing it around. Millsap kicks to Howard. To the middle and stolen by LeBron. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Love, no good. The Hawks trail by 6. Corver passes to Millsap. Now here's Schroeder. He's got 11. Screen by Howard. Millsap has the open look, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And Howard sets such vicious screens. It's like running into a brick wall.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We don't need to be in a hurry to beat them. Let's just go with our defense, keep moving it, keep playing.
Poised aggressiveness, guys. I think the message there from Mike Budenholzer, asking for energy, asking his guys to mount an attack.
Well, and all 5 guys need to be on the same page. You need to be active, yes, but you also really need to communicate with one another.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. We've got Jefferson. Williams is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then there's Channing Frye. And it's Thompson in at the 5. Cavaliers leading. Williams dishes to Shumpert. The screen from Thompson. And Shumpert kicks to Williams. Thompson, a screen on Schroeder. Williams, that's for 2. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Yeah, clutch basket, even with him being on the short end of the stick, size-wise.
Sometimes it just comes down to sheer will, taking challenges head on because you need those points.
Now here's Prince. Moves back up. Muscala. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
He fought for that second possession, then went right back up with it.
For the Cavaliers, Dunleavy comes in for Channing Frye. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Mo Williams. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Irving with it. Inside. It's picked off. Muscala, the pass to Schroeder. That's short off the rim. Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And a wide open look for Irving. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Cavaliers lead by 4.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
1:27 left in the 4th quarter. Splitter misses.
Well, he has more than enough strength to fight through the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
Scoring mindset has been unbelievably aggressive on both sides. Defensively, though, neither team has made the effort.
Teams will make substitutions. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He said we've got to pick it up right here, right now. If we're going to win this game, we have to take control. This is the time. Kevin.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. The pass to Millsap. Low block shot. Thompson with the rebound. The Cavaliers leading by 6. LeBron outside. To the middle. Here's Love. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Smith checked in for Shumpert. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. 54 seconds left in the game. Shooter kicks to Millsap. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on LeBron James.
Well, Millsap completely fools the defense there and gets hit as a result on the shot.
Two shots.
Gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 7. And so Paul Millsap nails both of them.
Boy, did they need those free throws to go down. They're definitely within striking distance.
James outside. Outside Irving. Fires from the wing. Atlanta with the rebound.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
It's as if he had too good a look. Is that possible? And now he's kicking himself.
Here's Millsap. Connects. And now they trail by just 4.
Well, the play was directly designed for Millsap to get the ball in his sweet spot, and he comes through.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
LeBron James at the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're behind by 6. There's 18 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Definitely. Everything has to happen perfectly just to give them a chance.
There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Money! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Nice to see a young player like Schroeder step up, show some confidence, and get a huge basket for his ball club. Energizes the entire team.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
And with those makes, he's put the finishing touches on a very good win.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder. That's a 2 from Korver. It falls!
I admire how much Korver clearly wants to be the guy to take the shot there. That's always high percentage stuff.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Power dishes to Schroeder. A 3-pointer off the mark. And so it's Cleveland who comes out on top here. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We got a game plan going in, and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan. J.R. Smith, a virtuoso performance in the third quarter. Got hot, and his teammates fed off that the rest of the way. What are your thoughts, Kenny?
He executed the game plan as a scorer. It was by design that the team was going to try to get him good shots, but it was going to be up to him to make those shots. But I don't think anyone thought he'd make them at that high level of efficiency.
Listen, Ernie, I don't know if the opposing fans got him riled up or what, but he was out for blood tonight. Shaquille O'Neal, man, he had intensity at his all-time high. He looked like a different player than we're used to seeing.
And that's it for tonight. But we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.